think that people really know you?
No, people don't really know me, and that's by design.
Who is this person, the Sean Combs, that we don't know?
We have yet to find out.
Right.
You have to come along for the ride. You have to come. I mean, that's the whole part of the journey. That's the whole part of entertainment. I mean, you don't rock with a brother for like going on 20 years and stop now. You got to see this movie all the way through, baby. Believe me, I got an action-packed ending for you.
Fifty had recently gotten shot 9 times and drove himself to Jamaica Hospital Medical Center in Queens, New York. And that one event made his name skyrocket, making him the king of the 2000s. Completely sealing 50 as Diddy's #1 rival. But instead of retaliating against 50, Diddy saw a business opportunity and wanted to sign him to Bad Boy Records. So 50 pulled up to Bad Boy Records studio, sat down, started freestyling some hooks. When 50 all of a sudden started hearing rustling and tussling and whispering outside the door of the studio. And he started having this uneasy feeling like, again, he was being set up. And that's when 50 stood up and was ready for anybody who came through that door, not knowing it was Diddy. So Diddy told 50 he had to go, ultimately never signing 50 to the label. So Diddy went on to go tell all music executives that 50 was a liability. He was too dangerous, essentially blackballing him from the industry. Until 50 found a record label that couldn't care less, Shady Records, which would result in the most commercially successful album of all time, Get Rich or Die Trying. Years had passed. 50 had had his most success, and Diddy essentially doing the same. As tensions died down, 50 and Diddy seemed to be cordial, until a man named Chris Lighty, a talent manager, had invited both Diddy and 50 to his wedding. So they both showed up to the wedding. Everything was fine. They were laughing, telling stories, giggling, chuckling all night, until Diddy asked a very weird question.
Yo, when we gonna get the chance to, to kick it, like we could just hang out, nigga, we gotta kick it.
This is
Puff.
Okay.
He telling me we gotta kick it and shit, and he was like, yo, why don't we like go shopping or some shit? I mean, like, I pay for it. And I was like, what the fuck this nigga just say?
I asked 50 about that, and he said you did the same thing to him. You asked him to take him shopping.
Yeah. I thought he needed some clothes.
After that encounter and things before, there are things that had happened behind the scenes that are not publicly available. But believe it or not, there are some things that are publicly available.
The Diddy situation is personal for me. I take no joy in the man's downfall. I just want to see justice. But I too felt his wrath. I knew this man for decades. I interviewed him many times. I went to some of his PG-rated parties. We had a professional relationship until something happened. Some of you know the story, some of you don't. Many years ago, someone I loved immensely needed a break, and I called Puff and I said, hey, can you take my family member on as an intern? And he did. I thought the Bad Boy internship program would be something that might accelerate this young person's career. Obviously, I had no knowledge at that time of the deviance that we all now know about. I had never before asked Puff for a favor, for a personal favor, but for someone I loved, for someone young, for someone who needed a break, I said, this is the time to do it. For about 3 months, everything went great. The internship was very exciting. And then one day it abruptly ended after Puff said to my family member, either come home with me for the night or the internship is over. He said no. At the time, all I knew was that the internship ended abruptly. I didn't find out what happened until years later. When I found out what had really happened, was shocked. I was mortified. I was angry. I was upset on behalf of the family member that I had put into a horrible position. And I was blown away that Puff would do that to my family. Why didn't I speak out then? At the time, I didn't think that I'd be believed. I thought, I can't connect this with some larger pattern of behavior, him doing this to other people. Who knows how people will take this? Someone commented that I enabled him by saying nothing, and I think that word is too big to be truly accurate in this situation. I did not save him from a story that could have sank him. He was so powerful, I knew I had to come with more than that to make a dent. My story did not have the power to change people's minds about him. Some stories, for sure, can change the world, but some stories need the right time and the right context to be believed.
Is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. TG Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way.
So Diddy is the first domino to fall. Actually, R. Kelly was. Also Jeffrey Epstein. Now we have Mr. Diddy. These people are alike in many ways. When it came to R. Kelly and Jeffrey, they had a young fetish. When it came to Diddy and Jeffrey, they had cameras all over their house because they wanted to blackmail people, so they had a control fetish. However, one by one, Jeffrey was taken down. R. Kelly was taken down. Diddy is being taken down. Individuals that thought they were untouchable are being taken down. Interesting.
I do whatever the I want to do, whenever, however the I want to do it. You know why? Because I'm the freest in the world. In the discussion.
Well, that didn't end well, did it? However, here's where the story gets interesting. Because a lot of these people lie, and lie. Until they get caught, then they want to act like they are sorry. You remember the charges that Cassie brought against Diddy, the lawsuit that was filed, and that he settled the next day. Yet, he still tried to lie and made it seem like she was lying. Then we seen the security camera from the hotel and realized she was telling the truth. Then and only then did he decide to apologize.
I'm so sorry. But I'm committed to be a better man each and every day.
So is he really sorry, or is he sorry that he got caught? When the receipts come out, it's a different story. But listen, there's more. Cassie talked about how there were escorts that Diddy liked to fly out and watch them mess with his women. Well, ladies and gentlemen, one of those escorts has said something. It's completely speaking out. He talks about how he's been with Diddy and Cassie. Not only that, but he also brings up how Rick Ross, DJ Khaled, and others are into the same stuff. Now you see why I said Diddy was the first domino to fall. The guy's name is Jonathan Audi. And here is the video of him talking about all these heinous acts. A video that I cannot post on my social media platforms, but I can post on my Patreon. So for those who want to see more, you can go to patreon.com/Isaiah Robin and check this video out. Check out the receipts. Check out what he's saying, because trust me when I tell you guys, this is just the first domino. There's going to be many more of these celebrities coming out, and not only that, they're going to start spilling the beans on each other. Trust me when I tell you this, it's about to get real, especially with all the cameras that Diddy had around his house, especially with all the blackmail. Now he's on suicide watch, and to be quite honest with you, I don't know how long this video is even going to stay up on my Patreon. So if I was you, I'd go watch it right now. May light continue to come out. Amen.
Mary J. Blige is allegedly on a freak-off tape with Diddy. It's been going around all over TikTok that Mary J. Blige is in a freak-off tape with Diddy, and she's saying that this was her rite of passage. And a lot of people have always wondered about Mary J. Blige, and they feel like she is in on some shit because she has never opened her mouth, and she has been with Diddy since the very beginning. And there are a lot of photos on the internet with Mary J. Blige with Cassie, and as you can see during these photos, Cassie has visible bruises on her body. Now, all this information with Mary J. Blige allegedly being in a freak-off tape with Diddy instantly made me think of of Danny Boy. Mary J. Blige slept with a 15-year-old Danny Boy when she was 24 years old, and Danny Boy admitted that Mary J. Blige would fly him out to New York multiple different times.
I'm 15, 16 years old, and she flying me in to see her. And you know what it is when a girl back up on you, you young and shit, and I'm trying to show her that she ain't phasing me. I'm hard as goddamn. She's backing up against me. This Mary J. Blige. And quite naturally, I mean, you know, I don't even know if you're supposed to say you had sex with people on camera. I had an opportunity to go out to New York and visit her a couple more times.
And then after all of this information started coming out that Mary J. Blige is allegedly in this freak-off tape with Diddy, I started thinking about the time that Danny Boy said when he was a teenager he had relationships with men that were in the closet that were singers and producers in the industry. And Danny Boy was asked when he said this, was this somebody at Death Row? Because at the time he was with Death Row, and he said, hell no. This is something that he knew to keep about himself in the closet because you could never let Suge find out about this, and it was nobody like that inside Death Row. So this really has me thinking, did Mary J. Blige and Diddy do a freak off with Danny Boy? Is this who Danny Boy is talking about? I mean, he admitted to sleeping with Mary J. Blige when he was 15 years old and said that Mary J. Blige flew him to New York multiple different times, and said at the same time during his teenage years, which would be 15, 16, 17 years old, he was having relationships with men who were in the closet and they were acting like they were straight. And in this interview clip that I'm about to show you of Danny Boy, he also explained how these people have never came out of the closet. You cannot tell me that this man was not talking about Diddy. Like, this is some crazy shit. I thought it was bad enough that Mary J. Blige messed with a 15-year-old Danny Boy, but now the connections are starting to fall in line. But I'm gonna go ahead and roll you guys this clip of Danny Boy explaining how he was having relationships with people in the industry who were basically in the closet and never told the truth about themselves. And you guys let me know, what do you guys think? Do you guys think that Danny Boy was somebody that was involved in these freak-offs as a kid?
In my teen years, you know, I did some things with, you know, between me and the homies, you know, and it would be considered gay. But those guys are straight guys now, and in the relationships, so they say. I mean, but they're in relationships now, so I'm the only one that kind of came out.
Was some of these individuals that you was messing around with, you know, around that time when you was on death row, was they in the industry?
Yeah. I thought you was going to say, was they on death row? Yeah, they was in the industry. Who else was I hanging around? I wasn't just hanging around with people in regular neighborhoods.
Was they on death row?
Nah. Look at them, though. I mean, no offense, but nah. No, yuck. I don't know. Like, what with me? No. That wasn't a thing. It wasn't like an open thing that even then. You know, even me having the feelings, it was suppressed because that was a thing that I knew not to take around Suge.
What's going on? This your guy King Fitch. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for some hits, even if they are recycled vids.